Now I will hit record. Now I will come on camera, and then we will finally get started. So, welcome to Crimson Flower at long last. Crimson Flower. Yay. This is gonna be fun. And by fun, I mean, oh my god. So, Silver Snow was a pain in the arse. Now it's time to review Crimson Flower. My first route, funny enough. And the route that basically cemented the whole idea of, oh, look at me, I'm killing all of these unrecruited students. Yeah, let's just never do that again. And then you basically spent the very next file, which I believe was actually, I think was Verdant Wind for me, if I'm honest, but I don't remember. And then I just spent so much time just recruiting all of the students, because I was like, yeah, no, I want to get this over with. So yeah. Also, fun fact with my recordings for the unrecruited student deaths, yeah, you'll get to see what casual mode is like. So there's that. Which is funny because there's not really any real difference until outside of the war phase, so there's that. Anyways, let's get started, shall we? By basically divine pulsing all the way back here.
You have disappointed me, Edelgard. To think that a descendant of House Hresmelg would dare betray the Holy Church.
So, it is my teacher who stands in my way. I always knew it would come to
Did
this.
stand in your way,
Professor.
Hell.
Kill Edelgard at once. She is a danger to all of Fodlan. Such a rebellious heart cannot be allowed to keep beating.
Kill Edelgard at once, since she cannot be allowed. Her heart cannot be allowed to keep beating. Yeah, go fuck yourself, Rhea. This was such an easy decision on my first playthrough. It wasn't even funny.
You. How dare you?
My teacher, thank you. But are you certain that... No, now isn't the time for discussion.
Words cannot properly express my gratitude, Professor.
So, this is the choice you have made. You are just another failure.
I hate this line. I'll just go ahead and be honest. I hate this line. Exactly. No, we're not doing that. I'm sorry, I'll touch on that in a minute. But anyways, this line kind of ticks me off because, again, the very nature of us having the goddess's power should prove to her that, yeah, we're not really a failure, we're just against her. But then again, Crimson Flower has a lot of writing decisions that are just, what? Now, before we get to this, get to what's about to happen here, as Rhea blinks a million times. Anyways, this was an easy decision for me on my first playthrough, because, one, there was all of the bullcrap that Edelgard had gone through. So that was point one in Edelgard's favor. Point two was the fact that Rhea has had a murder boner the entire fucking game, and call me a call me squeamish if you want, but I, I kind of don't like the idea of you've pointed your blade at me, therefore screw you. Like I don't know remember if I mentioned it, but there is a scene I've never read the comic it's based on, but there's a scene in the animated movie adaptation of the comic of the Elseworld comic, Superman Red Sun. Excuse me. In which is of course, what if Superman had landed in Soviet Russia rather than in Kansas? And so and of course Stalin is one of the people that Superman answers to, and well, because Stalin is Stalin, well, he basically pulls the whole, the state's welfare and my welfare are the exact same, right? And then Superman's like, yeah, no, this system has to change. And Stalin's just like, well, sometimes you got to sacrifice people to make the system work. And Soviet Superman is like, wise words. Bzzz. Bye, Stalin. I guess spoilers for Superman Red Sun, but I mean, come on, it's Stalin, and it's Superman. You'd expect anything less. But yeah, no, but that's kind of what I feel like with here, because Rhea has been nothing but a goddamn dictator. As I mentioned with her, she even mentions this in her S support during Silver Snow, which I never showed off, but I will show off when we get to when we do that session where I just show off all the supports. Rhea has just been a dictator the entire time. Now, unfortunately, Edelgard's not going to be much better, admittedly, but the problem is that I don't agree with this notion of Crimson Flower is you play as the villains. Because Rhea is just as much of a goddamn villain as any of them. And that's kind of one of the issues that I ran into with Azure Moon. Everybody's all just like the Empire's pure evil, the Empire's pure evil. Meanwhile, the Church of Saros, in my blunt opinion, has been pretty fucking evil for most of the goddamn game. And that's actually one of the few things I will grant Rhea's S support, is she acknowledged it, and the Byleth explanation scene in Silver Snow. That's one of the reasons why that Byleth explanation scene got a plus from me, because Rhea acknowledged she has pulled fucking evil. Now, it's for understandable reasons, wanting to see her mother again, but she still pulled evil. Again, like I said, perpetuating the fucking crest system, which has led to multiple fucking wars, which also will lead to a story negative, by the way, once we get to the chapter known as Field of Revenge. Because, oh my god, I hate that. I hate that chapter. And yes, I will try to show off the bonus scene with that one. I'm gonna fail. I can tell you right now, unless I get like Wyvern Riders galore, I'm gonna fail on that. But yeah, it's bleh, is all I have to say to that. But regardless, let's just continue, because I've rambled on. I've ranted enough. Let's just get on with it. Although I should jot that down as a note.
Your presence soils this holy tomb and disgraces my brethren. I will not allow one who would lend our enemies strength to wield the power of the goddess Sothis. I have passed judgment, and now I shall rip your chest open and take back your heart myself!
That must be the Immaculate One.
Yes, The monsters that have controlled Fodlan in secret for far too long. Rhea is their leader.
There is no time to waste. Your Majesty, Professor, we must escape while we can.
Yeah, we'll deal with Rhea later in about, like, 7 chapters. I have that save all the way at the bottom, so I don't need this one anymore.
Part 1. White Clouds. Lone Moon. Outset of a power struggle. Together, the people of Fodlan relish the beauty of the brilliant moon overhead as another year ends. They recall sad partings and new acquaintances alike.
We've seen this already. It's the same dialogue as before. I really don't like White Clouds' narrations, so there's that.
We somehow managed to escape.
Yeah. It's similar to mine, too. But it's more like I just... but it kind of changed... The changeover is... Edelgard does not fight... does not pull that coup thing with stealing the crest stones. In fact, the crest stones kind of... I look at that and I go, well, no, we're not dealing with the creststone crap. Because, again, the idea is supposed to be get Rhea to leave us the hell alone so we can go deal with the real threat, which is, of course, Talus and his ilk. Which is, which is the duh, so. Anyways.
This is one of the Imperial Army's provisional camps. Here we can organize our forces.
Before we go any further, I want all of you to really ask yourselves if you're certain you wish to join us. As expected, Flayn has chosen to leave our ranks.
When I saw our professor running off, I ran about as fast as I could to catch up.
Caspar, death finds those who run without thinking. You gave no thought to the war fog. My grandfather was the leader of Brigid, and I hope for us to be allies with the Empire. I will be staying.
Was this a good idea? Did I make the right choice? Oh, but my family is part of the Empire, and our professor is here.
You're fine here with us, Bernie. Though it's true certain houses were against the Imperial Princess.
I assume you're referring to my family. I must believe that the conclusion I came to was the correct one. You are the Emperor now. I am the only one left who is qualified to guide you at this point.
I'm only here because I know it would be troublesome to stand against you.
I'm not just here for you, Adi. I'm here to follow our dear professor. Of course, I don't have any territory to offer, so Hubie may not even want me here.
The greater our numbers, the better. Your reasons for being here are of no consequence.
Admittedly, I like Hubert's sentiment. I just don't like the way he says it. It's like, your reasons are of no consequence. It's like, oh, Hubie, just admit you like that they chose to side with you and Adi and just be done with it. Come on now.
I think I understand where you're coming from. But now, I wish to hear of your resolve. Like you, I have risen to meet my destiny. I cut this path, and I will see it through to the end. Following me is akin to pointing a sword at the goddess herself. One misstep, and we fall to our ruin.
Adi, you do know the goddess is in my head right now, right? Like, we established this? Yes? Whatever.
You have now witnessed the Archbishop's true self. She is a cruel beast. Those who rule this world use that beast's power to fabricate miracles. all to control those who blindly believe in the goddess. They conceal the truth and force their lies on the nobility. They mercilessly annihilate anyone who defies them. I know this because I have lived it. After what you have seen, is there any room for doubt? The Church of Seiros has great influence and power. Their control over the lords of the kingdom and the Alliance is nearly absolute. We are the only ones who can stop this indomitable enemy that has plagued our world for ages. We fight for humanity, for all of Fodlan.
And again, it goes back to my point about this whole thing being a half-truth that she has thoroughly embraced. And that's the problem with it. Hence why in both of both Neko's and my own OC setting, we just look at this and go, no. Here's the whole truth. This whole lack of perspective nonsense can go to hell.
If you dare walk this path with me, take your first step. It's now or never. Thank you, my friends. We are the true face of the Empire, and we will triumph!
That was incredible, Lady Edelgard.
Thank you. Honestly, I'm relieved. They really chose to follow me. I was resolved to move forward alone if I had to. But in my heart, I hoped it wouldn't come to that.
So long as I am here, you will never be alone. Please do not forget that. And it would seem that the Professor also has a key role to play in this.
You're right. Now, I must speak with our dear teacher. Please, make preparations. The messenger should be here shortly.
Consider it done.
Professor, may I speak with you?
Of course.
I appreciate it.
What's wrong?
I'm just anxious. It feels like the weight of this burden is crushing me. At this very moment, on my orders, I'm starting a war. An army far larger than the one that attacked the Holy Tomb last month will soon be locked in battle.
And this is the other side of that. She's hesitating to start the war. If she was, as some people posit, pure evil, she wouldn't fucking hesitate to start a war. It would literally just be, nope, to war, screw you, be done with it. Which is what it appears to be. But again, it's that whole perspective thing.
Long-devised strategies are unfolding across Fodlan. Leaders are deciding their loyalties and preparing to fight. So many generals and soldiers will die. It's inevitable that civilians will get caught up in the chaos as well. There will be countless casualties. With a single command, the flames of war will rage across all corners of this realm. And I am the one who is giving the order.
Do you wish to stop?
No. There is no turning back now. No matter how much blood flows at my feet, I will not relent. We must break the bonds that the depraved church has placed on Fodlan. These sacrifices will allow us to create a future where we never need sacrifice again. It may seem contradictory, but it's the only way. Listen to me. I made up my mind long ago. Yet here I am, seeking your approval. Tell me the truth, my teacher. Are you happy with your decision to stay by my side? Unlike me, you can still walk away from all of this.
See, the problem is, no. No, we really can't. And when you think about it, Rhea has looked at us and has basically said, we're evil now. Oh, you really think Rhea will take Byleth back at this point? No. No. And even if she somehow manages to be convinced, well, that's also going to lead to a bunch of bull crap involving Dimitri. Dimitri, as we saw, he's in because if I didn't side with you, Dimitri would go default to bore mode, which I still don't understand. I don't understand for reasons we'll get into, but okay, that's still that.
This path leads to the death of the Archbishop and the servants of the Church. Can you live with that?
Yeah, I kind of chose this path already, hell, because at this point, I'm basically all in. Because until I write out my version of these events, this is kind of the path I end up having to choose. It's either you or Claude, because Azure Moon is terribly fucking written, the church route is literally a net negative story score, and the only other one that is tempting to side with is Claude, and that's just because Claude is actually pretty frickin' awesome. Listen, he's basically you, but with the proper perspective.
I never thought... I'm sorry, it was a foolish question. I believe in you, Professor. And you believed in me.
Considering that blush, I could make a joke and just say, "Hey, oh, just ask your teacher to your chambers already. You can get it over with, AD." Somehow that does not actually surprise me, especially if certain factions from the Fates setting has any bearing on your setting, heading Neko. Cough, cough, Garen. Cough, cough.
With that knowledge, I have the strength to keep fighting. Let's go. There's something I need to say to Hubert.
Your Majesty, the latest report indicates that our main army is advancing as planned. Also, the preparations for your manifesto are almost complete.
Manifesto?
We will be distributing our manifesto to every lord within Fodlan. We will expose the dark side of the Church of Seros, and the foul practices of the nobles from the Kingdom and the Alliance. We will force the people of Fodlan to open their eyes to the truth, and relinquish any remaining conviction to unite against the Empire. Certain nobles have already offered us their support.
Yes, there are other nobles who oppose the Church. We will condemn those who deserve condemnation, and forgive those who deserve forgiveness. We have already purged some of the Imperial nobles who are morally rotten, my father among them. How unfortunate.
And yeah, that, although, let's be fair, Hubert, that makes a lot of sense considering some of the shit your father has pulled and that you don't agree with, so.
And soon we will invade and conquer Garreg Mach. Our main army has already departed the Imperial capital. They will arrive at the monastery in 2 weeks' time. There, we will join forces with them. As for us, I'd like your opinion on how we should be positioned within the army.
We are the Imperial Shield.
Your Majesty intends to fight alongside the Professor, correct? In that case, you will not be incorporated into the Empire's main army. Your squad can move freely about the battlefield under supervision of the Imperial forces. That would be most prudent.
Now that I'm the Emperor, we can't let it slip that I'm following your command in battle, Professor.
I fully object to the notion of you fighting on the front lines.
Hubert, we've already discussed this.
My apologies. I overstepped.
Now that the details are settled, all that's left is to come up with a name for ourselves. In honor of our time at the Academy, How about we call ourselves the Black Eagle Strikeforce?
Okay, in all seriousness, I fucking love this name. The Black Eagle Strikeforce. I don't know what it is, but the way it rolls off the tongue is just beautiful. I freaking love it.
I'm so happy you feel that way. I must confess that I spent all night thinking about it. I'll leave it to you to prepare the Black Eagle Strikeforce for departure.
They'll be ready to go at a moment's notice. Notice, Edelgard. You have my word on that. And considering how many death machines I have already forged at this point, well, yeah. Alright, so this month you will operate from a temporary encampment, so the available facilities are limited. You can head out to the battlefield by approaching the temporary encampment's exit and selecting to battle. Let's... You know what, we'll circle back around to you guys after. We'll start with Sylvain.
I've gone and done it now, huh? What would my old man say if he knew I'd sided with the Empire? His Highness must be angry. Dimitri gets super scary when he's like that. I wonder how I'm going to die. Ugh, my knees turn to jelly just thinking about it. No, I can't think that way. I promise to fight alongside you. I'm here until the end. Listen to me. I'm terrified, but I feel so calm.
Yeah. Admittedly, in my version, it's just the Black Eagles and the Ashen Wolves. But yeah.
I've gone and his... No. Whoa!
Whoop. Okay. I think that's Happy that hates bugs. Lawrence, we saw you.
I've decided to ally myself with Lady Edelgard. Father will doubtless understand my reasoning. House Gloucester has always had good intentions in its dealings with the Empire. Of course, this does mean I will no longer be able to avoid a confrontation with Claude. It is unfortunate. We were classmates after all.
Yeah. Actually, that's a good point. I wonder if you have unique dialogue with Claude. It'll be something to test later.
Yes.
Let's speak to Ladislavia and,
I believe that this is the first time we have met. My name is Ladislava. I have the great honor of leading Lady Edelgard's personal guard. Her Majesty is as hard on others as she is on herself. She may seem composed, but that is only because she conceals her more passionate emotions. For that reason, she is often misunderstood. But now she has you by her side. I find that most reassuring. I look forward to working with you.
I look forward to not having you here in the battle.
I'm Randolph von Burgleys. I'm not very high in the ranks yet, but I'm more or less a general. Just like Caspar, I'm from House Burgleys. My mother married into House Burgleys after I was born, so my position within the family is rather lowly. But I'm determined to make something of myself in this battle to bring glory to my part of the family, for the sake of my mother and sister.
Ash.
I can't bring myself to trust the Church of Seros. Not after they killed Lenato and my brother.
Exactly. Exactly. This is what I've been saying. It's like they kill people left, right, and center for looking at them weird, and that's what drives me up a wall. Which, considering how easily Rhea goes batshit insane in this route, well, yeah.
I need to know the truth. Even if it means turning my weapon on Fargus. I guess Lenato would be happy to hear me say that, if he were still around.
I'm not sure, honestly.
Hey, I've been...
Okay. Big nuts.
To think things would come to this. Even a few months ago, I never could have imagined it. I believe in you, Professor, so I'm steeling myself. I can't promise that I'll be useful in battle, but I'm not running away from the fight.
That's good.
No need to worry about me. I got no complaints as long as my little sis is safe. Sure, I lived on Alliance land, but that doesn't mean I serve their lords. I'm sure this is the right path, seeing as you're the one who picked it, Professor.
That is an interesting, if dangerous approach. Yeah. Because like I said, now, granted, I also am not of the opinion that the church is pure evil. But again, it's a giant morass of gray. Both the Church of Seros and Edelgard are both morally gray. The moral black is twisted. But of course, the story always fails to acknowledge that, and it kind of pisses me off.
That is... That is...
Okay. Lysithea?
If the church is behind the current state of things, this society in which only crests are valued, then I have no need of it. Edelgard is taking the shortest path to change. No matter how drastic her measures, I agree that this is the only way. That said, if Edelgard strays from her noble path, I trust you will set her straight again. Won't you? I am counting on you, Professor.
Yep.
What did...
Wrong thing.
What?
Oh. Okay.
Professor.
Leone.
So, you've turned against the church to ally with the Empire too, huh?
I've never pressed him for details, but Captain Geralt was always suspicious of Lady Rhea, wasn't he?
That he was. Which is why he's a constant freaking hate boner you have. For Edelgard, outside of joining us, is so stupid. Not as dumb as frickin' Hilda, admittedly, but yeah.
I'm on your side no matter what. I promised him I'd support you, and that's what I plan to do.
Felix. Oh, this is going to be interesting.
I've been preparing to take this path. My own path. Not my old man's, and not the boar's.
That's the beauty of Felix. Straight to the point.
That's mine.
There we go.
Yep. Professor.
And that.
Professor? I'm okay with fighting whoever we need to, but I really don't want to battle my father.
Oh, but I know that something is wrong with the church. And more than that, I believe in you, and I trust your word. You lead, and I'll follow.
Yeah. Marianne?
Imagine making half the world your enemy for the sake of realizing your own ideals. Edelgard is so radiant and strong compared to someone like me. What if I have the power to change the world too? Even just a little bit.
You're just right.
Yes. What's this? What's this? What's this? What's this? Professor.
Should also. I forgot to check your lost items.
Lost?
Nope.
Lost?
Okay. Gonna be left with the church ones after this. Ah, the future queens of Bridget. How you guys doing?
The Empire and Bridget were once warring with each other. But now, I have made the decision to be fighting with the Empire. It is a choice of irony, I feel. But I am having no regrets. My belief is with you, and with Edelgard.
Glad you could be here. Be here, my dear.
Edelgard became emperor and raised an army, huh? Who knew the kid had it in her? I mean, yeah, of course, I knew she'd be emperor eventually, but the more I think about it, the more surprised I am. I wonder who's gonna win.
Oh, I don't think I did check Leonie's. I'll do that after. We will not lose, Dorothea.
Thinking about it makes me scared. We're fighting the Knights of Saros. Still, I know you'll figure something out.
Yep. Bernie. We'll check Bernie's in a minute.
Professor, so, I'm on your...
Someone...
Oh. Okay, one of them was hers.
Someone...
Good call. Two of them were hers. Okay. There we go.
Yep.
Come on.
Bernie.
Don't even get my own room here. At least I had that at home. But speaking of home, Hubert told me something. He said my father was stripped of his title. I guess he did as he pleased and opposed Edelgard. Wait. Does that mean my father's going to be home all the time now? On second thought, I think I'm fine right here.
You're fine with us, Bernie. Also, your home is not, until we deal with your dad, your home is not going to be the Varley mansion. It'll be the Shuzin family mansion. You literally said, ah, that's funny. No? Yeah, somehow I don't think Bernie would use a racer.
Yes.
None of those descriptions sound like that. So, we're not quite done. So, we'll talk to Lindhart and Caspar.
The most important nobles in the Empire are known for taking power from the previous emperor, my father included. I didn't think it possible that the Imperial Princess could ascend the throne so easily. However, it seems that both my father and Caspar's are supporting Edelgard. Having both the Minister of Domestic Affairs and Minister of Military Affairs on your side gives you total control over the Empire's military and finances. You must have been making preparations for quite some time without anyone noticing.
Well, I mean, that makes sense.
It's not mine.
No. Afraid of lightning?
It's not.
That could actually be Bernie's.
Don't let me wait.
Hey, Bernie. Is this yours? Oh? Huh. Okay. And I'm gonna check the roster. Let's just figure out who doesn't like lightning. Wait, Hubie is not a fan of heights? Huh. Finding blood, weapons, ghosts, liars, injustice, wasting time. Name the rain. American nobles herself. That makes sense. Okay, I guess that he would be that then. Oh, and we also have some supports. Ah, right. We got that one still. Okay, well, let's talk to Caspar next.
Interesting. That could have gotten dangerous fast. If I stayed at the monastery, I would have had to fight my father. We aren't especially close, but he's not an opponent I'd want to face. I'd almost rather fight a monster. Anyway, it looks like he's going to be leading the western units. I wonder if we'll wind up fighting the Kingdom's army, and who decided to fight for the church.
Yeah. Alright, time to talk to the Ashen Wolves. Starting with
What's the
Balthus.
deal, pal? You don't want me here? Come on, have a heart. This side is where all the action is.
What? Who the fuck said I didn't want you here, Balti? Seriously, what kind of moron do you take me for? Have you seen your stats? You idiot!
Look, I'll level with you. I want to help that Edelgard gal achieve her goal. I mean it. If Her Majesty gets what she's after, my mother will... Forget it. Now's not the time. We've got to keep our heads in the game so we can win, yeah? Having Yuri on our side will help things. He's not someone you want to have as an enemy.
Which is actually kind of a good thing. Because I've actually tested this. If you don't recruit the Ashen Wolves, they just disappear. They're gone at this point. Happy.
With the Empire taking over Garreg Mach, I wonder what will happen to Abyss. Some people have spent their whole lives there. For their sake, I hope Abyss doesn't get trampled into ruin.
I promise to protect them, Happy.
Thanks. You should try talking about it with Eddie. I mean, Her Majesty. She might listen to you. Also, this is less important, but if somebody trashes my room, I'm gonna be mad. With the some people.
Speaking of, hey, are you a hater of bugs by chance?
Nope, not.
No. Oh, that's probably Coco then.
I knew nothing of Lady Edelgard's past or of her innermost feelings. But I know now. I persuaded her to tell all. It would have been rude to hound her relentlessly until she revealed herself, yes?
Very Coco. And yes, I do remember that. And it's been proven true time and again.
Then that's certainly not what I did.
Hey, is your cheek red from where it looks like you've been slapped? I'm kidding.
I can't be expected to remember where I leave every small object. Return that at once. At once, I say.
Oh, Caspar hates lightning. Okay, I'll go return that to Caspar then.
past.
Wait, Annie, I wonder. Yeah, that's definitely mine. You really saved me with this.
Well, there we go.
What's that?
Alright. Yuri.
Surprised that I'm here, are you? I know a winning side when I see it. I mean, there's no way I'd risk my neck and my people by willfully joining a losing battle.
You really care for them.
I do. We'll see how this all shakes out. All depends on how we, and you, fight. Regardless of who comes after us, even if it's the Knights, we've got you on our side, so it'll all be fine.
Your confidence honors me, Yuri. It really does.
It is not up to Her Majesty to bring the students to our cause. That task falls to you. Those who have forsaken their homelands to join the Empire will be feeling vulnerable. You are uniquely able to provide emotional support. Please use that gift to guide others down the path that Lady Edelgard has laid before us. I ask you to do this from the bottom of my heart.
Of course, Hubert. Of course. By the way, are you somebody who prefers a close shave?
Yes, that is mine. Thank you. Where did you find it?
I don't even remember, if I'm honest.
We will join forces with the main army and attack Garrick Mach. It's a fortress built on steep ground, but it's never seen battle. That means we don't know much about it from a military perspective. But if we use all of the power at our disposal, we will capture it.
We have to try.
From a purely mathematical standpoint, we most certainly have the power to win. If the battle becomes a clash of beasts within human strength, you will be our only hope. I believe in you. I'm relying on you to lead the Black Eagle Strikeforce to victory.
Of course. Alright, now... Oh, Ingrid.
I may return to Galatea territory and try to convince my father to join our cause. It's possible that... No. In my heart, I know that my father won't listen. Still, I must get him to see reason. That this is the only way to ensure our family's future.
Yeah. Especially considering certain events. No? Wait a minute. There is one other person who doesn't, who I haven't talked to yet. There's one other person. There she is.
Surely this is what the goddess willed, isn't it? I feel she would not have wanted the Church of Saros to become what it has.
Yeah. Arrogant and stupid. She even called Rhea out on that. You failed to notice a rat scurrying around your home. Pathetic.
Oh, this is mine.
Got it down to a single page at least. Wait, I never checked the letters one.
It is not though you please, I ask.
Yeah. By the way, is this first? No. Okay. Alright.
Right. Hello.
I did miss somebody. Ferdy.
I asked Edelgard what happened to my father. He was dismissed as Prime Minister and is under house arrest in the Imperial capital. He always was a greedy, arrogant man. Some would say that this is the fate he deserves. And yet I cannot help but feel indignant. After all his hard work for the Empire, to be disgraced like this. I am conflicted, Professor. I do not know what to do. As the next Duke Ire, should I follow Edelgard into battle?
I would say, yeah. By the way, is this
How
yours?
could you?
No. Didn't think so. Okay. I think we've got everybody. Okay, now I need... Let's start with the time.
What do you require?
Replenish.
Farewell.
Items.
Hey there.
Blacksmith. Let's double check any weapons that might be in somewhat desperate need of repair.
Is this it? There you go. Is this it? There you go.
Alright.
Come back anytime.
Welcome.
Let's see if there's any crap I can get rid of.
Will this one do? Many thanks. Will this one do? Many thanks. Come back soon.
Hey there. Is this it? There you go.
That way it'll sell for... Okay.
Come back anytime.
Alright. Only thing left to do is for some supports. Let's go with the B support. Oh, I can't do this one yet. Okay. Speaking of that, Hubert. Ah, so yeah, you'll need Shamir. Wait. Shamir in my crew? She is. As is Hanneman and Manuela. I mean, I knew they were capable of joining on this. Are they here?
Oh.
Sorry, don't mind me. I'm just taking one last quick scan around. Bernie, Return Dorothea, Ferdy,
What the?
Gaspar and Linhard.
Right. Professor!
They're not here. Interesting. Disappointing, but interesting.
Okay.
Okay. Well, regardless.
Right.
Let's get the support conversations out of the way. Specifically, let's get Ferdy and Constant. Actually, I think we've seen this one, or I'm pretty sure we've seen this one.
Hello, Constance.
Yes, we saw that one. Because, yeah, we got to the A support. I forgot about that. Oh, yeah, the Sylvain and Byleth one. If I'm not mistaken, we have indeed already seen. Yep, the Sylvain B1 is done. So we'll just skip it to get on with it. The one we have not seen yet, of course, is the one that was not going to be we weren't allowed to see until just now.
Ugh, I'm so sick of it all. There is so much to be done, yet all I encounter are new problems and pitfalls. Ugh, sometimes I wish I could spend just one day doing absolutely nothing and gorging myself on sweets.
Such is the burdens of an emperor.
You sound just like Hubert. Am I not allowed a fleeting moment of self-indulgence? But Hubert would never allow it.
That's too bad.
Indeed. It may not be possible now, but one day we will know the joys of idling. Mark my words.
I do like the fact that you gain support points with Hubert. Oh, sorry, hang on. Oh, yeah, for sure. by all means. Sorry about that. I was focusing on getting... I was focusing on getting all the other stuff. I'm bad for that. I apologize. Ow. And I'm also bad for my headphones being awful.
Is that a smirk I spy? Is it so amusing to you, me daydreaming of free time?
You misunderstand me.
Your silly grin says otherwise. But let's put all that aside for now. There is something I've been meaning to tell you. I'm afraid this might sound a bit sentimental. However, I want to thank you. Because of you, I feel I can walk my fated path without losing myself. If I were alone, I might have lost perspective and become a harsh leader with a heart of ice. But I'm not alone. With you by my side, I'm somehow free to be not only a leader, but simply Edelgard.
I'm glad.
Until now, no one has been able to surpass me, much less command me. I have always been seen as an untouchable princess or emperor. No one spoke to me as an equal or met my gaze without flinching. It was lonely, terribly lonely. The only person I could rely on as I tried to claw my way out of the darkness was myself. But you have been a brilliant light. Somehow you have chased the darkness away. And for that, I will always be grateful.
Yeah. Nice. And Lysithea Beastport.
Edelgard, do you have a minute?
You want to speak with me? How unusual. Please, come in. I'll prepare some tea for us. Have a seat. Would you care for some cake?
Yes, please. I never say no to sweets.
They're from Enbar. A bit too sweet for my own liking.
Isn't that the whole point of cake? Well, more for me. These are fantastic with this tea.
True. Well, there's no shortage of them. Help yourself to as many as you like. Now then, you wish to speak with me?
So, I can tell you know a fair bit about me.
Maybe this can wait until you've finished eating?
Edelgard, you know a fair bit about me, don't you?
What in particular?
For example, the fact that I have 2 crests.
Oh? That's hard to believe?
No need to play coy with me. It won't work. It's clear my body has succumbed to the intense pressure of bearing 2 crests. Due to the immense requirements of bearing these crests, my life expectancy is painfully short. You know all of this, right?
Actually, this is the first I'm hearing of it. How would I know unless you told me?
Still won't drop the act, huh? Despite how obvious you've been with your concern about my health, you're certainly consistent. I'm not really in the mood for these games. Given your rank, you certainly have access to all kinds of information that others do not. Clearly, you'd have heard all about me.
Either way, I know now since you just told me. About your 2 crests, your physical weakness, and your short life expectancy. However, according to the principles of crest research, it's impossible to bear 2 crests. Unless you've undergone a blood reconstruction surgery. Is that the case, Lysithea?
Correct. It wasn't as though I had a say in any of this.
I see. So you've lived through that relentless terror and agony, and survived.
You speak of all of this as though you understand it on a personal level.
She does.
Edelgard, have you?
You're a good friend, Lysithea, and a valuable member of this army. So I won't have you overexerting yourself. I don't want to lose you. Understand?
I understand.
Good girl. Oh, and if you like those cakes, why not take some with you for later?
There's no need to pander to me, but yes, I'll take those. Thanks.
Well, see, the funny thing about Dawn going into a kill every last one of them mode, she aims it at the right people. In other words, done properly, it's pointed at people that actually deserve it. Therefore, I can get behind it. So, all right. So, I think we are ready to go. So, let's get on with it. To battle. The Battle of Garreg-Mach. Emperor Edelgard has declared war on the Church of Seiros, and the crest-dominated world it has created. Her first move is to topple the most prominent symbol of the Church's dominance, Garreg-Mach. Ugh. Oh, and I will say this. Despite my dislike for it, I will still say that Dimitri's kill every last one of them mode is still better written than, in my opinion, than in Fire Emblem Fates Conquest with Takumi's betrayal mode. You know, the one where it loses himself completely because of a Nankos host, and he starts saying, "Betrayal! I am betrayal!" You know, that whole shit. Anyways, let's get on with this. Damn it! Ugh.
We will soon arrive at Garreg-Mach Monastery. Forcing a surrender here is extremely significant, both strategically and symbolically. Of course, this is personal as well. This is where we all came together to learn and grow. I have no intention of yielding to our former classmates, so I ask that you prepare yourselves for anything.
I'm not thinking about friends right now, and I'm certainly not prepared.
Damn it, don't go around saying things that lower morale before we even get started. I'm ready. Let's go. Let's fight.
I have nothing to lose aside from my friends who are here with me. Does that answer satisfy you? I have been ready for this since leaving my land of home. I will fight and win. How can you prepare to fight? Maybe I can prepare to prepare.
There is no reason that I should not be prepared. It is my duty to stand up and battle.
Thank you all. Now, let's talk strategy.
As the raiding force, we will attack the area nearest to the monastery. The Knights of Seiros certainly won't stand down after they catch sight of Her Majesty and the Professor. At the same time, the remaining areas will be surrounded and annihilated by the main army. In other words, we are the decoy that must suppress the enemy's most elite soldiers.
We know more about the area near the monastery than anyone else in the Imperial Army. Still, we must prepare for the worst. It's possible we will have to face the Archbishop's true form, the Immaculate One. Fight with all you have, but don't be reckless. As promised, I will leave the command to our professor.
We will not lose.
Naturally. With both Her Majesty and yourself on our side, defeat is impossible.
This will be our first battle as the Black Eagle Strikeforce. All the more reason to prevail.
Alright, let's do this. Alright, so. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Alright. So. Yeah. Oh no. Manuela, yeah. I think I'm gonna take Happy off, though. Instead, I'm gonna put Hanneman on there. Because, yeah, I still need to get the Hanneman and Shamir supports, which I'm pretty sure I haven't gotten yet. Actually, I can check that, now that I'm thinking about it. Whoops. Because, yeah, I should be paying attention to what supports I still need to fully unlock. Oh, okay, so I do have the Hanneman ones. I just need to get the... I just need Shamir and Ferdinand. Okay. In that case... Alright. Shamir. So I need to start working on that. And Manuela for that, yeah. And let's go ahead and put... I guess we'll put Lysithea with Balthus. Yeah, we'll do that. Alright, let's get this over with. Rout the enemy while keeping Byleth and Edelgard from
Friends,
falling.
Our opportunity for victory will come. But first, we must see to our defenses.
The city's defenders are trying to stall for time. We must crush them swiftly. We should be wary of ambushes as well.
Vladislava is being pushed on the left flank. We must push back with equal force.
Stay focused.
Yeah.
Allow me to demonstrate.
Unnecessary crit is unnecessary.
Let me at him.
Just what we need. I knew Her Majesty's allies would help us out.
Oh no. I will get the victory.
Sure thing.
Yeah. We'll go with that.
As you wish.
Move forward.
I will prevail.
Move 80
That's my cue.
forward. Sure.
The sun.
Bye-bye.
I sped a weakling to their demise. So this
Battle.
Alright.
Smile for
Not too shabby.
Now! Hidden soldiers, attack!
Damn it, what phone? Kinda needing to do other crap, so. Alright. Bye-bye.
You're no coward.
And both his levels.
Wait for my next brawl.
I'll equip silver. Steel lance.
Let's dance.
Bye-bye.
Face it, I'm better than you.
Bye-bye.
How was that?
I thought I was dead.
Jesus. I'm just wrecking face here.
Oh, did I get stronger?
Seriously, Bernie just did 43 damage to that poor bastard.
No use. You will be flexed out. Witness Bridget Pride. Roar feet.
Show me more.
Hardly worth my time.
Jesus. Wow, Shamir's
Not
low
what I was
level.
hoping for.
Don't make me do this! May my foes someday forgive.
You won't outpace me.
No hesitation. Each battle.
Jeez, the unnecessary crits are real on this map.
Such power dwells within.
Predictable. You fought well.
My thanks.
Can I go now?
Jesus, Burn. You're really desperate to make this all go away, aren't you? There we go. probably like half joking when I say, hey, Bernie's my death machine, but Jesus Christ, she is literally my death machine on this map.
Unfortunately, you must die here. You should never have defied the goddess. Not enough. Child's play.
You shall not pass! I will protect Garreg Mach!
And there's Flame being ridiculously tough. Oof. Well, there goes one of my allies. Sure.
If you side with the Empire, if you turn your sword on the Church and on the Kingdom, I care not who you are. I will end you just the same.
Yep.
You sure?
After you get healed, yeah.
Thanks.
Not...
This brings me no joy. I sped a weakling to their demise. Even a mule will reach its destination.
Amazing!
No, no, I don't want to do that.
I won? I did! Whoa.
Okay, yeah, no. We'll just move Balti up.
I appreciate it.
See you later, Slavia. See you later, Randolph.
Child's play. In my master's name, I cannot allow myself to fall here. I must withdraw.
Oh, I guess I could have brought Annette because she has unique dialogue with him.
You will survive this hardship. Just hold on.
Ah! I wonder if there is any unique dialogue.
I will show no mercy to anyone who attacks Rhea.
Okay, you have no special dialogue, so we'll just leave that.
I will prevail.
And we'll move move her that way.
I will get the victory.
I'm trying to do this a specific way. That's actually why it's taking me so long.
Stay focused.
Now you know your limits.
Bye-bye.
Let me at him.
Oh no.
Come after Edelgard so she can slice you down.
Thanks so much.
Alright. There we go. Nope, no unique with Edelgard.
To be
There.
I
Okay,
will prevail.
that's all I needed to know. So, we'll just get rid of you.
No obstacle will stand. I must get
Getting stronger all the time.
Uh-huh.
Oh no.
Stay focused.
Well, alright, Sedith. Sorry, buddy, but I kinda need to bring you down.
Traitor! I will not forgive you for turning on Rhea. I cannot yield.
Zenith, please! Do not overextend yourself. I am still in this fight.
I'm sorry, Flame. Withdraw if you must.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. Ah. I didn't think that was a thing, but okay.
I will get
I mean, I
the
guess
victory.
you do get X for that. So yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Then I'll just go over to Flame to attack. Meanwhile, 80 will continue her march forward through the walls.
That's my cue.
Apologies.
As you wish.
My heart is full of victory.
Oof. Flame does not like Hubie. Hubie angers Flame. So, Hubie, maybe you might want to retreat. Dorothea, if you'd be so kind.
I thank you.
Lindhart, well, we're at it. You too.
Unexpected.
And 80, you move on. Because I'm planning to do this in a very specific way. Oof. Sorry, buddy. You're down. Okay, who are you targeting? You're targeting Dorothea. Yeah, I think I can live with that. As long as I get into position to be able to attack you back. Alright. Go for it.
Sedith, Flame, Gilbert. You have done well to hold out as long as you have. Now, it is time to deploy our strongest military power. The counterattack begins. Come forth. Protect Garreg Mach Monastery from those despicable rebels.
Guess I wasted too much time. Oh well. There's Catherine.
I'll crush them all.
Uh-huh.
Her enemies are my enemies.
Ah, whoops! I didn't mean to do that. Damn it. No.
Stay focused.
Sorry, Flame, but it's time for you to retreat now.
Professor, why? Do you not see the cruelty of this? It's all... Must protect...
We will lend the Empire strength.
And then, of course, the Death Knight joins the fray.
Don't worry, we're allies now. I understand you must have many questions, but they'll have to wait until after the battle.
Need to make a note of that. All right. Skip through all that. Have the Death Knight deal with this. Deal with that. I move up.
I will get the victory.
I will prevail. Now you know your limits.
Edie will just get rid of some jackasses. That's as well you'd advance. Of course, I'm gonna have to.
My plan is flawless.
The sun.
Okay. Let's do that.
I pale. I shouldn't strain myself.
Sure thing. Let's dance.
There we go.
I'm looking sharp, huh?
Oh no.
And then Little Miss Death Machine.
What is happening? I thought I was dead.
Hey, not bad.
Battle.
gotta kill you!
I will win!
Yes! Bye, Cyril. No unique dialogue for you.
I couldn't fight hard enough. I'm sorry.
Yeah, because you suck.
Cyril, your sacrifice will not be in vain.
Hard work created this.
Rendered useless.
Crap. That's bad, actually. Alright. I gotta go back down to Hubert. Hubert's move.
As you wish.
Because Hubert's gotta go that way.
I shouldn't strain myself.
Frick. Okay.
Oh no.
Bernie, let's just get rid of one of these
I
frickin'
can hide.
things.
Sure thing.
And while we're at it,
The sun.
okay, let's go here and do that.
I'm paling.
Battle. Huh. Victory.
There we go.
I gotta kill you!
Uh-huh. You gonna crit again? Nope, you didn't crit this time, Petra. Nice. Me having to rewind because of frickin' Hubert saved your butt. Welcome back, Neko.
One more success.
Your defeat was inevitable.
Alright. Definitely. Alright, my turn. Up.
I will get the victory.
You move down, because I want you out of there. I need to know your attack range, because I need you to get the hell out. I need 80 to get the hell out of there for right now. Because, yeah, I don't want Edelgard to freaking do that. Balthus will use Seraphim to get rid of this jackass. So that's one less pain in my ass.
That's life.
Come on. Okay, so we got Blessed Bow for that.
That's my cue.
There's that. So we deal with that.
I'm a quick.
Okay. And over here. So we can do that.
That can't be right.
There we go.
I'll protect Lady Rhea against anyone. Even if it's you, I'll fight you as hard as I can.
Bye-bye for now,
Lady
Cyril.
Rhea, I couldn't fight hard enough.
Cyril, your sacrifice will not be in vain.
Okay. Now, if I move here...
Each battle, a chance to grow.
Get rid of you. Then get Edie the hell out of her range. That should put her against me. Good. Or against you know what I mean.
Well done.
Yep. Well, shoot. Alright. Move up. Start progressing towards dealing some damage. Same deal.
Hard work.
The things I go through for unique dialogue. There we go. And Hubie, move up. There we go. Come
I
on.
trusted you. Lady Rhea trusted you. I won't let you live after what you've done. Repent from the grave.
Oh, really? Really?
Forgive me, everyone. My battle ends here.
Well, shit. Okay. Okay, fine.
I will prevail.
Alright then, I guess Edie's using Raging Flame.
Thunder Catherine, and I will slay all of Lady Rhea's enemies, including you!
We won't hold back.
Goodbye.
Lady Rhea, I'm sorry. Please, stay safe.
Goodbye. And good riddance.
All is well, Catherine. You must not die here.
You must live to become a badly written character.
Should I have held back?
Fuck. Yeah, I'm not a fan of how Catherine is written in the time skip of Crimson Flower.
Get the victory.
She is actually really badly written, in my opinion.
That's my cue.
It's kind of pathetic, if I'm honest.
Sure thing.
As you wish.
The sun.
Battle?
Oh no.
Oof. No, I don't want bolting. I want something that'll actually drain one of the health bars. There we go.
Got him!
Okay, there, that takes care of that. Alright, Bolty, get rid of this jackass.
Couldn't weather the storm, huh?
Do I have Divine Pulse charges left? I have 5. Okay, good. Because I am going to stand here. Oh.
Stay focused.
There. Alright, come at me, Rhea.
How dare you betray me? You worthless piece of garbage! I will punish you myself!
Rhea, again, your ego is the reason I fucking backstab you. It's literally your ego that betrays you. More than me. And that's what pisses me off. Because nobody fucking acknowledges your crimes. So, screw you, Rhea.
Predictable.
I will prevail.
No matter your reasons, I cannot permit you to go on living any longer.
The feeling is mutual. I must put a stop to your reign of tyranny.
You must know what a fool you are. The greatest of sins is to make an enemy of the goddess herself.
I have only made an enemy of the church, not of the faith.
This line is very interesting to me. Because it is 100% true. Who? Because, again, the goddess is standing, in this case, right behind her. You moron! Like, hello? Whoops. Because it is so true. She has not made an enemy of the faith. She has made an enemy of the farce you've turned the faith into. Like I've said before, Rhea is a badly written character in my opinion. The only salvation that Rhea has as a character, in my opinion, is Charmy Lay. And that's just because she's as great of a voice actress as she is.
I will not allow Garrick Mach or my mother to fall!
And yet you're trying to kill your mother. You realize that, right? Like, I mean, granted, there is a plot hole at the end of Crimson Flower, which we'll talk to when we get there. Talk about when we get there. Talk to a plot hole. What the fuck? Anyways. Now for a story negative.
You will not be forgiven!
Professor, look out!
The castle is crumbling! We must escape! Professor, take cover!
Professor!
That is your time skip on Crimson Flower. I have to agree with people who say that that's even frickin' worse than the time skip of the other routes, because the other routes are terrible because they're oh no, Byleth fell down a canyon, and that's how we lead into the time skip. You don't even see Byleth fall into any chasm or anything. And it's just wow. When people say that the most disappointing thing about Crimson Flower is its budget, this is what they're talking about. I really wish they had just like revamped this, like use the expansion pass to kind of make a Crimson Flower expansion or something that basically rejiggers Crimson Flower to the point where it's updated with like new scenes. But maybe that would have taken away from Cinder Shadows. I don't know. And honestly, I don't like the idea of taking away from Cinder Shadows, but that's just me. Anyways, let's just move on. Let's just get on with it.
My thank you so much.
In Imperial Year 1181, the new Adrestian Emperor, Edelgard von Hresvelg, led a strategic assault against the monastery at Garreg Mach. Though her own losses were great, her foes had no choice but to surrender. Archbishop Rhea commanded the Knights of Seros, leading from the front lines against the Imperial army. After a hard-fought battle, she was forced to retreat to Ferdiad, the capital of Fargus, where she must now plan her next move. With this single attack, the Adrestian Empire officially launched its offensive against the Holy Kingdom of Fargus and the Leicester Alliance. The unification of Fodlan has begun.
And it will stall for 5 years. Ugh. And I'm right there with you, Neko. I want to know what the hell happened to cause Byleth to fall asleep for 5 years as well. And how the hell did Byleth end up in the same area that caused the... I mean, I guess it is the same battlefield, but at the same time, it's like... No, that still doesn't track. As I said, I mean, again, they're all. I've spoken before about how this time skip is stupid, and it literally is just an excuse to skip ahead 5 years, and there really was no point. There's a reason why, in my setting, the time skip is 5 months. It is only 5 months of a time skip. And that's only because I intend to have some stuff in between there during the Adrestian Civil War in order to have some other shit and tie into my best friend's storyline as well. But no, again, there was no reason for this to be a 5-year time skip. There was no reason for it at all. And that's my problem with it.
Part 2. Crimson Flower. Ethereal Moon. Beyond Escape. It is Imperial Year 1185. Half a decade has passed since Emperor Edelgard ascended the Imperial throne, yet the continent of Fodlan still remains lost in a tempest of turmoil and bloodshed. In the Holy Kingdom of Fargus, King Dimitri has welcomed Archbishop Rhea and her knights, who were driven out of Garreg Mach to the kingdom capital. As they work to build a unified front, the war with the Empire rages on to the west. Meanwhile, Claude, leader of the Alliance, staves off Imperial intervention by strategically stirring up conflicts between Leicester lords in an effort to feign neutrality. As events unfold, Edelgard and her Black Eagle Strikeforce begin to take action in an attempt to break the war's current state of deadlock.
This is the problem here.
You. How long do you intend to sleep?
Same frickin' scene. So, here's the problem. Here's the problem. 5 years. The war has been in deadlock in all the routes for 5 years. Byleth shows back up, and that's what stems the tide within like 6 to 8 months. What? And that's the problem with this war story. Again, if you wanted to say that the war lasted in its entirety for 5 months, that's a different thing. Because, again, that's what I did. You know? That's why I say the time skip was 5 months, and then the rest of it was like a period of like another... Basically, the Adrestian Civil War / unification of Fodlan in my setting lasts 1 year. No longer than 1 year. From the time Arundel declares war on Edelgard to us beating the shit out of Nemesis, spoilers, is a year. Because there's no reason to skip ahead 5 goddamn years if you're not going to do anything with those 5 years. And this is speaking from somebody whose storyline literally has a 20-year time skip. Except, in my defense, that 20-year time skip is so my characters can have kids that can enter their teen years. Late teen years, specifically. Ugh. Ugh! Again, it causes so many of the problems. I ranted during our run of Silver Snow. I ranted about the whole Dorothea and Ferdinand support. Because again, the whole thing about 5 years of Dorothea not explaining her beef with Ferdy. It was frustrating. And it just stuck in my craw so hard. It just really pissed me off.
Your bottlex north the only. Excuse me? Are you saying you have forgotten who I am? How dare you?
You were supposed to have vanished, Sothis! Shut up!
Get on your feet. Right now. I'll coddle you no more. You are just like a child.
Hey. We're in a village. Garrick. Huh? Though we're... it's the... Tomorrow was... Hey! Are you... Come on. You just remember... Students? You really are crazy, aren't you? There aren't any kids anywhere near that place anymore. Unbelievable.
5 years ago to the day. If things had continued on as they were, today would have been the Millennium Festival.
Halt! Who's there?
It can't be. Professor? Is it really you? But I searched everywhere and never found a trace. My teacher. What have you been doing all this time? Where have you been?
Asleep. We'll say it for the hell of it.
Joking? At a time like this? You do realize it's been 5 years since you disappeared. Do you have any idea how guilty I felt? How broken my heart was? I searched high and low after you vanished. Although there was no proof, I somehow knew you were alive. All this time, I led everyone as best I could, and fought with all my heart. It's been a difficult path to walk alone. Welcome back, my teacher. I'm so happy that you're safe. 5 years. Such a short time, but it feels like an eternity ago. Do you still feel the way you did all those years ago? You said then that you would fight at my side no matter how many enemies we should amass. As for me, my resolve has not faltered. I'm determined as ever to see this through to the end.
Sorry, don't mind me. I was just getting the thumbnail to compare and contrast. Also, yeah, I'm in agreement. Why the hell did they decide to make that villager look evil? Seriously, what the hell? Oh.
I will defeat the false goddess. I will save this world from those creatures and give humanity its freedom back. So, my teacher, are you prepared to stand with me?
I'm right.
I thank you. Truly. Now then, I assume you understand the situation at hand, yes?
I really was asleep all this time.
Another joke? Or are you telling the truth? I suppose you must be. In that case, I'll tell you all that has transpired as you slumber these past 5 years. And that is where we are now. The war is at a stalemate. Dimitri is the new king of Fargus. It's clear that his territory will continue to support the church. Meanwhile, Claude's leadership has thrown the Alliance into chaos. He maintains neutrality in their internal conflict. The situation has created a deadlock. We've been awaiting an opportunity for our squadron to return to the monastery. With you in the fray, I believe the state of the war will shift immediately. The church, as well as the kingdom and the Alliance. The time has come to eliminate them all.
Kingdom and the Alliance.
Although we were of different houses, we were companions who lived and learned together. Some of our ranks are hesitant to battle against them, and against the people of their homelands. However, knowing that you're alive is sure to raise their spirits. Good. Well then, I believe it's time for a little reunion. The Black Eagle Strikeforce never lost faith. They knew you were alive and have been awaiting your return. Let's not keep them waiting any longer.
Huh? What the hell? Why did that not show up on this one? Okay, that's weird. I'll have to read it. interesting. Although, I don't know why that message didn't pop up on... Oh, there it is! Wow. It showed up on my that message showed up on my OBS, but it just now popped up on there. After I went over and read it. Like, what? Oh, come on. Anyways, each unit has grown over the past 5 years. You should check their classes and weapons. Yuritsa will now work together with you. This is a DLC thing. Yeah, and then that one popped up right away. Yeah, that was weird. I don't know what the hell happened there. Anyways, so this is a DLC thing. Yuritsa is a DLC character. I haven't mentioned it before now, but Anna is too. That's actually why her peculiar trend missions are DLC missions. I like the idea of Yuritsa joining us. I really do. At least he has supports, and we will be getting into those supports and having them be done as much as we can. So,
well now, that face is certainly familiar. I am glad to see you alive and well, Professor.
Professor! It's me, Bernie! Do you remember me? I can't believe you're here!
I can't believe it! Is this a dream? Can we really be this lucky?
This is not dreaming. Our professor is with us again. Welcome to the back. I mean, welcome back.
Our group isn't the same without you. I am overjoyed to see you again.
It's been so long. Seeing you again fills my heart with hope.
Great. Now everything will be easy. That's great you're safe, Professor. I'm deeply, deeply moved.
Quite the reunion, isn't it, Professor? Everyone's happy to see you.
Come on, Edelgard. You must be happier than all of us combined. She took it really hard when you disappeared, Professor.
Of course, we did our very best in your absence. And there was never a day that we doubted you would return to us.
Edelgard has been leading us as Emperor. But after you disappeared, it became apparent that you were her anchor.
It gives me regret to be admitting this, but our power is not enough. The only one who can be meeting Edelgard's expectations is you, Professor.
Most impressive of all is your uncanny ability to bring a smile to everyone's face.
In the years since you vanished, we have not lost anyone from our ranks.
We all longed for your presence and your leadership, myself included.
That is admittedly weird that in 5 years no losses, but I mean I am happy. Yeah, Hilda probably is like, what? No, we're not combining the 3 houses. I'm not working with Edelgard. I've got a weird hate boner. Unless in your setting, Hilda actually is. It doesn't have a weird hate boner with Edelgard, and it's more like a rivalry. Seriously, that just does not make any sense why you can't recruit her. It's all for stupid reasons, which we'll get into when we get to that chapter.
It seems fitting to view this as a new beginning for the Black Eagle Strikeforce. We already have our target.
Yes, we must eliminate the Alliance before moving on to fight the Kingdom and the Church. However, that doesn't necessarily mean we must occupy the entirety of the Alliance.
Well, good, because in my setting, it is more of just a rivalry, because it's more like, because it's more of a seeing how much Edelgard seems to gravitate towards me. It's like because she kind of has this weird I'm trying to think of a good dynamic. Well, okay, let me put it to you this way. It's basically an early hint of a rivalry that'll happen in the time skip portion, or what I like to call the Trails era of my setting. It is effectively a rivalry that starts off with them butting heads, but while they will never admit it to each other, they actually work pretty damn well together. And like, if one uses heal magic on the other, they would be like, "I didn't ask you to do that." If you're familiar with the Legend of Heroes series, or the Trails of series, as in Trails in the Sky, Trails from Zero, Trails of Cold Steel, those games, you might know the characters, specifically from Cold Steel, that I'm referring to.
House Rican stands against the Empire. Therefore, our target is Deirdre, the aquatic capital.
We must cross the Aramid River, which separates the Empire and the Alliance. To do that, we must take the largest bridge across it. The Great Bridge of Myrden. Myrden connects the monastery and the Imperial capital to the east. It is the shortest route there.
An Alliance stronghold has been built at the Great Bridge. We'll take that and then head north. At the same time, we must defeat the one who defends it, Judith von Daphne. If we can also take control of Daphne territory, it would be greatly beneficial to us. Prepare yourselves. The next battle will be a momentous one. Join me, my friends, as we begin our journey to bring peace and solace to this war-ravaged world.
So, Lysithea would like to speak to us.
Thank you for helping me with my training again today, Professor. I'm gonna keep at it for a while long.
Yeah, that's the A support. We saw that earlier. St. Keyhole Day. Yay.
Is this necessary? I'll sing if I must.
Not sure I should sing with everyone. I'm not great at harmonizing.
That's random AF. Marianne.
Dear Goddess, I ask for guidance.
We saw that one. That's the Marianne A support. Okay. So, we have certifications that are ready to go. Okay. So... oh wow, Bernie is automatically ready for Bow Knight in this round. Okay, we'll just auto-make Bernie a Bow Knight. I'm okay with that. I'm totally okay with that. Just instantly Bow Knight with you. You twos need one more level, which is frustrating AF. Ash, since you're level 20, go to Sniper for me.
Oh.
%. We'll hold off on upgrading you. Mercedes. You're still in to priest with you.
I'm so glad I passed.
Ah. So in other words, we gotta smack some sense into Rhea, but instead of it being a full tilt destruction path, it's more, or just, hack it off, Rhea.
It's all thanks to...
Alright. Hey, you're still commoner too? Or noble, I mean? Yeah, what the hell? Okay, get into Pegasus Knight. Just get into Pegasus Knight.
I must continue.
Oh, actually, I know what's going on here. Duh. The level has been increased. That's why. That's why I'm suddenly getting all of these certifications going. Might as well. Okay.
I did it.
Mm-hmm. Lysithia. Okay, you're already in the class I want. Good. Marianne. Try for Bishop. Nice.
I passed?
Ah. And so it's basically just trying to... So it's more... So yeah, it's just full tilt. Everybody's just being like... Rhea, come on. Not evil. Oh, that's 43. So we're going to hold off on that. I am going to go Cavalier for you then.
All that hard work's paid off.
Whoop. Okay. Sure, 65%. I'll try it. Yeah, there we go. Can you go away, skip the dishes?
Of course I passed.
Okay. Yeah, everybody, all the Ashen Wolves are exactly where I want them to be. So, I'm going to buy one Advanced Seal. Because that's all I need. Sure, let's give it a shot. No? Well, that's what I bought that for, so.
I had a bad feeling, and I guess I was right.
Okay. So now there's some more support conversations.
You, get over here.
Yeah. We saw that one. So I was trying to get that one going. Petra, ooh, they're both 80. Oh, there's a couple down here. Oh, okay, that's Edelgard. Ah, that's with Hubert. Perfect. Yuri. Constance. Let's just get that out of the way.
Hey, Shady.
Yeah. Going Constance and Balthus.
What's with all the ruckus I want?
This has nothing to do with...
Okay. Now, let's get some 80 supports out of the way. Including... We'll start with Manuela. We'll go up the list.
Professor Manuela, may I come in? This room, what happened here?
Oh, nothing out of the ordinary. Why? Is something the matter?
No, I just... can I help you tidy up? Actually, I have to know. How did you make such a mess in the first place?
Please don't ask for the details. Suffice to say, my room always looks like this after I've been dumped.
Oh, right. Well, let's see what we can do about it.
Your help was unexpected, but appreciated, Edelgard. Now, what can I do for you?
I heard that you haven't been acting like yourself, so I came to see if you're doing all right. But the moment I saw you, I could tell you were troubled, so it seemed pointless to ask.
I suppose it was rather obvious, wasn't it? Perhaps I should stop being quite so dramatic. All the same, dear, I'd like to repay you for helping me out. Name your prize.
I don't need a reward. But if you wouldn't mind answering my question, I'd greatly appreciate it.
Of course. What is it?
I once asked you why you chose to retire. You said that the goddess supports you emotionally, but it's up to you to take care of the rest. I have to admit that I don't quite understand what you meant by that. Can you please explain?
Did I say that? I suppose so. From joining the Middle Franc Opera Company to becoming a diva of the grand stage. I went through so much to achieve what I did. Looking back, I don't know how I made it.
What happened during that time?
A lot. My divinely gifted voice only got me to the edge of the stage. From there, I had to work hard to defeat my rivals. I did all of this by myself, through sheer force of will. All so I could stand center stage.
Ah, I see I was wrong about something. I thought that being a devout believer implied a certain weakness of spirit, an inability to survive on your own. But you've proven me wrong, Professor Manuela.
Next up, Petra and Edelgard.
I have been watching you in secrecy, Edelgard. But you and Hubert were noticing me, correct?
Well, if you intend to shadow us like that, you can be sure it won't escape our notice. Hubert was primed and ready to remove you. I ordered him to stand down.
You have my thanks. I have been making a decision that I am wanting to learn from you. I was thinking it was enough to be shooting one bird with one arrow. But after speaking with you, I trained with hardness. Now I can be shooting 2 birds with 1 arrow.
2 pheasants? Are you implying that...
Yes, a single arrow.
That's astounding, Petra. It's perhaps a bit late to explain now, but what I was getting at earlier was actually...
I am having a joke.
You... come again?
I really was shooting these birds with 1 arrow, but my joke is that I did have understanding about what you told me. I took it to my heart.
Did you now?
You are a person with great bluntness. I am admiring of you. As an emperor, a commander, a warrior, and a friend, you are excelling at all that you do. All of the Empire is resting on your shoulders, and that is including Brigid, too. I will not be falling behind you. I will be carrying Brigid on my shoulders, too. And one day, you and I will be facing each other, and we will be shaking hands.
Yes, that much is certain. I can see that you no longer need me to look out for you. You and I are much the same. We dutifully shoulder our burdens and stand tall no matter what. It would be foolish of me to deny it.
Your words give me great joy. And it also gave me joy to see you being flustered when I was showing you the birds.
A cheap trick, to be sure, but inarguably funny. To think that you went to all the trouble of shooting 2 pheasants at once for the sake of a joke. Well played, Petra.
We both are growing every day. I hope we will keep doing so.
Oh, so that makes a lot of sense that Seteth would be, that Seteth would be convinced by Flame. Again, you know, kind of one of my big headcanons is actually, when it comes to Seteth falling for female Byleth, I've always thought it was Flame that kind of put the idea, randomly one day put the idea in his head, and then, but then, you know, then Byleth ends up coming back, and it's like, and the idea just kind of blossoms from there, you know? Which, it's kind of funny because apparently at one point in development they had actually considered making Seteth playable on Crimson Flower. Because, spoilers, healers, the way I'm going to be doing this, we will not be killing Seteth or Flame. Or Hilda, for that matter. Because screw that nonsense. But that is what Divine Pulse is for. Anywho, before we get to the Edelgard Hubert support, which absolutely is probably getting a plus, we're going to go ahead and do the C support between Hubert and Shamir.
What is it, Hubert?
Nothing in particular. Just taking a moment to admire your skill with a bow. I'm willing to bet you could put an arrow through the neck of an enemy general from quite a distance. In fact, to any leader's bodyguard, I would go so far as to say you pose the most dangerous kind of threat.
Don't worry your fragile little self. Your lady princess is safe. I wouldn't shoot my employer.
I would certainly hope not. But there are some mercenaries to whom a contract means little. And you would do well to remember that Lady Edelgard is no mere princess. You should take care to learn the proper form of address for your employer.
I said lady. I already told you. I'm not going to break the princess's contract.
What did I just say?
Proper address. Right. Next time.
My patience has limits, you know. For the moment, you may stand in Lady Edelgard's good graces. But if you become a problem, I will not hesitate to eliminate you.
You're unstable, Hubert.
Your catchphrase is, I will not hesitate to eliminate you, for one. Sorry.
Be careful who you threaten. I don't take kindly to those who get in the way of my contracts.
Is that a threat?
Just some advice.
Oof. You know, to be honest with you, if I didn't already have a future wife prepped for Hubert in my storyline, I mean, which is funny because it takes him 20 years to get one. Yeah. Oh, actually, that's a good question. What is Hubert's age right here? 25. Okay, so he's 20. No reason to deny him. Okay. Now for this one, which is absolutely a plus. I know this one.
And that concludes my report.
Hubert, I can't shake the feeling that you're keeping more secrets from me.
I have told you before. There are secrets even I am unwilling to share.
I remember. However, I am the Emperor now. If the Minister of the Imperial household does not obey his orders, I have the right to execute him.
I fear you have misunderstood me, Your Majesty. It is true that I am officially your minister, but such titles are of little significance to me. I serve you purely out of personal devotion. Perhaps there was a time when I served the Imperial line due to my duty as a member of House Vestra. But since you returned from the kingdom, my loyalty has been to you alone.
I see. Then you are unwilling to obey my orders as Emperor?
Correct. If you prefer to treat this formally, then charge me with a crime. I will gladly offer up my neck to the executioner.
You know I would never do such a thing, and that I pay no heed to the title you bear. It is your own presence and capabilities that I value so highly, Hubert. Titles are meaningless next to such things. Our families have no bearing on this matter, nor does the Empire itself.
In that case, Lady Edelgard, I ask you to turn a blind eye to my secrets. They are trifles, beneath your notice. Best I handle them alone. You should focus on the path ahead of you. The scarlet path I have carefully prepared. Whether that path is red with blood is not something you need trouble yourself over.
As Emperor, I'm obliged to accept that answer. However, as your friend, it irritates me to no end. You speak often of painting the path I walk, yet you do so in secret. I am the one you serve, but you refuse to let me in. I trust you, Hubert, and that is precisely why I want to know everything. Your secret hopes and burdens, all of it. If I'm truly the center of your world, then I wish you would trust me as well as I trust you.
Very well. You have me beaten. I will tell you as much as I am able. From the assassins I've eliminated, to the gold I've spent on bribes, to the identity of the one I love.
Wait a moment. Are you saying you have romantic feelings for someone?
Yes. That is the one secret I had particularly hoped to keep from you.
Well, that's utter nonsense. You can't possibly keep something so fascinating from me. Who is it?
It is you, Lady Edelgard. Did you ever really doubt?
Hubert, you never cease to surprise me.
Yeah, that's why I say the timing of that message was just brilliant. Yes, I would believe you that Mel secretly has feelings for her in her, because, yeah, as we just saw with that one. Oh, that support is such a plus. Alright, is there anything interesting? No, there's nothing of interest. Alright, exploration it is. Let's go. Alright, so. Yuritsa. Ah!
You've survived. How very fortunate. Were you dead, I wouldn't be able to fight you. But you are very much alive. Now I have a chance to kill you.
Yuritsa, you freak me out sometimes, man. We'll deal with the quests in a bit. First off, I want to head up to the training grounds. Talk to the people that are there. Ah! Unfortunately, my storyline kind of ends before Hubie can have kids, unfortunately.
Edelgard is controlling the Empire. She is putting the pressure on the Kingdom and Alliance. Empire and religion are at open war. It will be, but corrupt nobles are many. That means with you...
Yeah, you've said all this before, Petra. Felix.
For 5 years, I've fought for the Empire. I've cut down hordes of enemies. Now I have the same look in my eyes that the boar used to have in his. The look of a savage beast who loves nothing but destruction and violence.
I don't see that look in your eyes.
I hope not. You and Edelgard must not disappoint me. Mark my words. The future you're building had better be worth all this bloodshed.
It will. It will.
Okay.
The Advanced Sword Tournament. Well, we'll do that later. For now, let's warp over to the Officers Academy as we have a few people to talk to over here. Ignatz.
I thought you might be at the monastery. That's why I made my way here. I decided to follow your path because I believed in you. Then you vanished. Now that you've returned, I have my guiding light once again. Welcome back, Professor.
Good to be back, Ignatz. Caspar.
Alright, I'm ready to fight. Let's do this.
Counting on you.
Leave it to me. I can take on the whole, most of the enemy's army. I know my limits now, Professor.
Sylvain.
Professor? Hey, Professor. It's been a really long time, hasn't it? The last 5 years have been full of heartbreak. Not from girls, but friends and family becoming enemies. One of the things that kept me going was the hope you'd return. And now here you are. A lot has changed, but you're back. And it's the first time I can remember being happy in a while.
Lawrence.
House Gloucester will remain staunchly neutral in this war, even if we press into Alliance territory. My father is no threat to the Empire. Lady Edelgard surely understands that. The Great Bridge of Myrddin, however, is another story. I hear it is held by Judith of House Daphne. She is renowned for her military prowess. We would do well not to underestimate her.
Fair enough. Alright, let's grab this DLC quest.
If you don't mind, I have a favor to ask.
Banned books. It seems a list of rare books that the Church of Saros does not make publicly available is turned up in Abyss. If you could somehow get your hands on the list... Oh, yeah, these ones are the same ones, so I don't need to read these quests. I guess because I'm on Crimson Flower, I figured I might as well check it. You know what? Let's...
What the?
Go over and talk to whoever's over here. Freddy.
The last 5 years have been difficult at times. My relationship with Edelgard is rather contentious, due to the incident with my father. Nevertheless, I cannot abandon my family's duties. As Duke Ire, I must play my part in the Imperial Army. Edelgard intends to abolish the nobility, but I know I can dissuade her from doing so.
I'm not so sure you can,
Professor?
Freddy. No offense.
Professor?
Maybe. Hi there. Maybe.
Hey!
Manuela.
Me? After the battle 5 years ago, the Imperial Army occupied Garreg Mach. The cathedral and several other buildings were destroyed, but we've done some repair work here and there, and we're using the buildings as a base of operations. As for me, well, the church moved its headquarters to Fargus, and I've seen no reason to follow. When I returned to Enbar, I received a summons from Her Majesty, and I chose to answer.
Oh, that's good.
After the as when I
yeah. There we go.
Professor.
Ash.
Since you came back, everyone's been smiling. Just you being here makes an incredible difference. I can't express how reassuring it is to see you.
Good to know. Alright. So there's Ash and Manuela. We're the only ones.
No. Maybe.
So now...
Right.
Now we need to go this way. Is there anybody over at the dorms? No. Okay. In that case, we'll head this way and go talk to the people that are over here in the Knights Hall.
Hey, Professor. What have you been up to for 5 years? Hope you haven't gone soft. I got myself into perfect shape. Took all 5 years of pushing my muscles to the limit. But look!
You look very strong.
You bet I do! You gotta get training if you want to catch up.
Shamir.
What's that look on your face? Surprised to see me? I'm a mercenary. Always have been. Even when I was with the Knights of Seiros. I never was too attached to Fodlan. I was considering leaving soon. But I might change my mind if you're around.
Hello.
Brittany.
Are we leaving for battle? I heard it's a long march. But it's fine. I've had plenty of time to stay inside lately, so I think it's time I went out. Yeah, I can do this. No more Bernie Bear.
Bernie Bear?
Oh, yeah. People call me Bernie Bear since I hole up in my den all the time. Not anymore, though.
Huh. Yeah, I don't think you mentioned Lawrence's, sister name.
Hey there.
Randolph and Fleisch.
Ah, a new face. I am Randolph von Berglies. I'm the guardian of this place. Wait a moment. I'm sure I've seen you somewhere before.
5 years ago.
Ah, yes. You're Her Majesty's professor. You're alive? Oh, this is my little sister, Fleisch. She's just a rookie, but she's helping me as my assistant.
Hello. I'm Fleisch von Berglies. It's nice to meet you. I know I'm inexperienced, but I'm gonna do my best. You can count on me to look after my big brother.
I've heard you're planning to march into Alliance territory. I'll be here to guard the fort.
Alright.
Hi.
Hey there.
No.
Ingrid.
His Highness, the new king, is in the process of unifying the kingdom under his command. His powerful army has joined forces with the Knights of Seiros, who moved their seat to Fargus. And now they're presenting a united front against the Imperial army. They're our greatest enemy, absolutely.
Can you fight against your homeland?
I don't relish the idea, but there's no turning back now. For now, we should focus our efforts on the Alliance. The Kingdom and Church can come afterwards. Judith, who defends the Great Bridge of Myrden, is a formidable opponent. We can't afford to drop our guard.
Claudia, huh? Yeah, interesting. Alright.
I need a favor.
Dealing with deserters, which we've dealt with on the other file, or on the other routes. So there we go.
Professor?
Gatekeeper.
Greetings, Professor. Nothing to report. What's that? Do I have brothers in the church? You really are well informed. My older twin works for the Knights of Saros, but I think he's just a grunt, not a noble gatekeeper like yours truly. Unlike me, he's very devout. He left the Empire a long time ago.
A moment, please.
I suppose... Well,
hello there.
Actually, let's
This
start
one,
with
yes?
buying some of these.
I thank you. This one, yes?
And that.
I thank you. Return soon, please.
Yeah.
You know, there's unrest everywhere these days. All of my fellow merchants seem to be endangered. I hope things go back to normal soon. People need more to smile about, aside from my great deal. Hey, how about a favor?
I guess I will accept it. And I looked it up. There is apparently a paralogue that you want Anna to be there with you. So
Hey, Professor. Fancy meeting? I know you. Heck, I won't even charge you. Thank a merchant.
yeah, we'll recruit Anna. Friggin' frackin' frockin' frock. Okay, so none of that is yours. Got it. Okay. So I wonder how Anna is if you recruit her in the time skip. Let's take a look. Well, that could be a hell of a lot worse.
Welcome. Will this one do? Many thanks.
Excuse me.
Will this one do? Many thanks. Come back soon. Welcome. Will this one do? Many thanks. Come back soon.
Alright.
Hey there.
Alright.
Come back anytime.
So got that dealt with. Let's go speak to Leone. We're only gonna really get the Grey Badger Murden done today, aren't we? And I'm guessing Hubert's got the supply run mission for me.
I'm so glad to see you're all right. I really regretted not being able to keep the promise I made to my mentor. Captain Gerald told me that if anything should happen to him, then I should stick by you. I'm going to do just what he asked. I'll be right here to support you from now on.
Yeah. Alright.
Really?
Lynchart.
Professor, do you know how happy I was to hear you were still alive? I'll tell you how happy. For the past 2 days, I haven't had my morning or my afternoon naps.
You were taking those naps every day?
Well, as long as we weren't marching. Can't sleep much then. But it's not for want of trying.
Now, if you didn't recruit Hanneman, he would mention Hanneman's study would be under his control. But we do have Hanneman, so there we go.
You finally joined us, have you? I attached myself to the Imperial Army as well. Seemed the thing to do. I feel I owe it to Edelgard to set my past feelings about the Empire aside. I am happy to help her. It's strange, isn't it? After 5 years, the 3 professors are together once more. I am most curious, though. You say you were asleep for 5 whole years. Incredible. Perhaps this is another effect of your crest. I do look forward to investigating you in greater detail.
We can talk about that.
Wonderful news. I am most excited to begin. We must find the time, of course.
Fair enough. Alright.
Allow me to brief you on the details of our situation. The Empire firmly controls the western portion of Fargus. However, the central and eastern regions continue to put up heavy resistance. The strongholds in these regions are Aryan Road, the fortress city, and Ferdiad, the kingdom capital. We cannot control Fargus until we have taken both of these cities. As for the Alliance, Houses Gloucester and Ordelia seem predisposed to capitulate to us. However, due to interference from Houses Regan and Goneril, we have yet to secure their cooperation. Claude obviously hopes to keep the Alliance whole through diplomacy. But because we have had to focus our efforts against the Church until now, our forces have yet to meet his. We have only recently begun to take the fight to Alliance territory. I have a request for you.
So, supply run.
Allow me to brief the Empire. We as however Claude, but we have only.
Alright. Well, that means I'll have to go deal with that.
Professor, I'm sorry to have dragged you into the fight again so soon after our reunion, but you appeared at a most opportune time. I'm truly humbled by your support, my teacher. Thank you.
Excuse me. You can count on me.
And so I will. I'm hoping your abilities from 5 years prior are still intact. Make sure you're ready to head out, okay?
You got it. But I think before I do that, I'm gonna change the Byleth outfit. The Sothis regalia is always so weird to me. But no, we'll go back to normal. I do like the Enlightened One outfit, so we'll leave it. Yeah, we'll stick with that for now. I do prefer his monastery outfit in the time skip, so we're going to do that. And the rest we'll just leave. Okay. Now. Off to Abyss with us. Happy's apparently got a quest for us, too.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Of course. Of course. Why wouldn't she? There we go. Now we can report to the requester on that one.
Oh no.
That's what I figured.
Hey, pal. You've got a lot of nerve coming here after ignoring us for 5 years. Ha! Gotcha! All this time and you still can't take a joke, can ya? Good job surviving and clawing your way back to us. This day couldn't get better if it tried.
It's nice to see you too.
Say, now that you're back, we should celebrate with some liquid gold. We're not your students anymore, so it should be fine, yeah? Ooh, I like this idea. We'll make it a wild party. Even the Emperor won't be able to turn it down.
Constance.
If you haven't heard, we'll soon be launching a full-scale assault on the Alliance. Her Majesty has searched relentlessly for you. Now that you're found, her moment has come.
Really? She looked that intense?
Yes. Before then, I had never known her to show such desperate resolve. The stalemate we've been locked in shall give way very abruptly. We have your reappearance to thank for that.
Well, hopefully I can live up to that. Happy.
This is okay. The Burt kept it safe out of the goodness of his heart. Kidding, of course. He said the lowlifes here could be useful, because they won't mind fighting dirty or rooting out spies.
The Burt. You call Hubert the Burt? What?
Or something along those lines. I didn't pay much attention to that part.
You haven't changed much since I left.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm psyched that you're back. It's all I can do to stop myself from whooping with joy. I could use your help.
So, we have Divining Destinies. Ah, yes, the Fortune Teller. There we go. Yeah, of all the things to call Hubert, why the Burt? I agree with that question.
Is that... It is you, isn't it? I kind of forgot what you looked like.
You've changed too.
No doubt. A lot can happen in 5 years. A baby goes from crawling and babbling to walking and talking in that time. Anyway, you came back, and that's what matters. Staying here wasn't a mistake. I can say that much.
Why, he'll come
The
back
Diviner.
soon now.
Alright, there we go.
Thanks for giving me a hand.
There. Alright, let's go turn in the other DLC quest, do some meal times, and then we'll go from there. And there it is, the secret merchant, which popped up as soon as I recruited Anna. Ugh. We will, of course, deal with that after, because I'm not looking forward to the idea of doing the secret merchant, because, Pilardo. Also, apparently you can't even do secret merchant on Silver Snow, and I don't understand that. I really don't. And even on Crimson Flower, you have to wait until you're at this point to be able to do it. It's like, what? I get it because it's Yuritsa shows up, but I guess we'll see what the difference is. That's the only reason I basically recruited Anna, by the way. Wow, Pop-In is real. It's the only reason I recruited Anna, by the way, is just to see the changes.
My savior, thank you.
There. So there's that. Oh yeah, I guess one last thing we need to go do. Oh, there's still Dorothea.
Professor! Oh my, it's so good to see you. These days, so many old friends seem to be disappearing. But you're here. It's incredible to see you again after 5 years. I have a feeling your name will go down in history.
Maybe it will. Plant some of those. I can afford it. Annette.
My father used to be a knight in service of the royal family of Fargus. For a time, he was at the monastery, but apparently he's back in Fargus serving as a knight again. Which means, if I fight with this army, I'll eventually have to face my own father.
If you want to leave, now's the time.
Don't say that. I know what I'm doing, and I'm ready for anything. Of course, if at all possible, I would prefer not to fight my father. This is the path I chose. I have no regrets.
Yeah. But this is also why I recruited Mercedes. You don't recruit Annette without recruiting Mercedes, and vice versa. Because that's just cruel. Speaking of Mercedes,
I have good friends in both the Alliance and Fargus, so this fighting weighs heavily on me. I can't bear the thought of battling the Knights of Seros to the death. I have to keep my chin up though, right? Let's press on together, Professor.
right. The other way. Lysithea? But you... Alright. Alright, game. If you want a story plus that badly, you got it. Excellent. I have to briefly go check something, so I will be right back. Alright. So yeah, I just gave a story plus for Lysithea standing right in front of us here. If you're not understanding that, it's for the sensical, the logical sense making that Lysithea being here is. So, yeah, absolutely.
I'm relieved you're here, Professor. It seems we've reached a stalemate on the war front. I admit I'm feeling apprehensive about fighting the Alliance.
You don't have to do anything you don't want to.
No. I have to shelve my personal feelings. There are bigger things at play here. I'll fight with full force. I'm counting on you to lead us to victory, Professor.
You got it. All right. I think that's everybody. Oh, Marianne. There was somebody up at the dorms.
My adoptive father sent me here so our family name would be known. He doesn't care which side wins, the Empire or the Alliance. However, even if he tells me to come home, I intend to stay. I want to see this new world Edelgard dreams of.
All right. So there we go. That's everybody's lines all dealt with. I have to see if this is different. Because why not?
Food of the palace is extravagant, but food of the battlefield is very plain. Are you finding it difficult to be adjusting? No, it is not so bad. In all honesty, I have had to eat much worse food in the past.
Let's go Hubert and Ferdinand.
Why are we seated beside each other? I cannot enjoy my food with you sitting here.
Just shut up and eat.
Yeah, Bernie and Dorothea. Actually, well, yeah, Bernie and Dorothea. Screw it. Doesn't really matter too much.
Ooh, this is my favorite.
Okay. There we go. Hubert would like to speak with me. With us. Let's go ahead and do that.
Nice place, isn't it, Professor? Standing here, you can almost feel the goddess's absence. Discounting what dwells within you, of course. Do you think some punishment would rain down from the sky if this monastery were to be destroyed? Of course not. Even if the so-called Immaculate One came back here for revenge, that would only be a result of this war, not the work of a deity.
Do you hate the goddess?
If it is between love and hate, then I would choose the latter. The goddess failed to properly govern this world. That is why it is necessary for Lady Edelgard to become the supreme leader of Fodlan. Those with power must use it wisely. Is that not a teaching of the Church of Seros? It's absurd to preach to others what you cannot practice yourself.
Sometimes it's necessary.
That is logical, but I am afraid your logic is informed by your humanity. That is not the case for inhuman creatures with lifespans well beyond our own. We must fight to preserve what makes us human. You are the one closest to the enemy. I wonder if you will be able to maintain your humanity to the end.
Of course I will.
You make it sound easy. I find myself trusting you, even with my life. I've already dedicated my life to Lady Edelgard. To throw my lot in with you is inconceivable. But if I had 2 lives to give, I might devote one of them to you. We could be a couplet of birds, flying alongside the sovereign of Black Eagles.
That is the ace support. I think I am going to go ahead and give that a plus. Ferdinand. Well, hang on. Because I am giving Crimson Flower another plus because of that. The real question for me is definitely going to be if Crimson Flower is going to outscore Azure Moon. Ugh. So far, it's succeeding. It is definitely succeeding because it's got 1 negative and 5 and 5 positives. So, well, it hasn't surpassed as Azure Moon yet. It's getting there. Keep in mind, we haven't done any of the story beats yet, like at all. So almost all of that is on the supports. Anyways, Ferdinand.
What an interesting way of looking at life. Ah, it is you. Just at the right time.
You're working late?
Oh, is it nighttime already? There is something I wanted to something about you. I am starting to believe that you are a
Oh, yeah. We've already dealt with that one. Okay. So, who's ready for a battle? The Great Bridge Coup. The Black Eagle Strikeforce has an unexpected encounter with someone thought to have died years prior. Amidst the joy, your forces prepare to invade Alliance territory.
Thank you.
The newly crowned king of the Holy Kingdom of Fargus, Dimitri, has declared fealty to the Church of Seros and is raising an army in preparation for all-out war with the Empire. As leader of the Alliance, Claude maintains a facade of neutrality amidst infighting between those who support and those who oppose the Empire. Meanwhile, the Black Eagle Strikeforce plans to capture Alliance territory before Edelgard takes the war to the Kingdom and the Church of Seros. With sights set on capturing Deirdre at the center of House Regan's territory, she leads a march across the Great Bridge of Myrddin to establish a bridgehead.
We're about to commence our attack on the Great Bridge of Myrddin. But first, allow me a moment of your time.
What do you need?
It is something that I can only ask of you. Listen well. It concerns Lady Edelgard's uncle, the regent of the Empire, Lord Arundel. Although he is currently cooperating with Her Majesty, he maintains his own sizable military troops. It seems to me that his plans differ from our own. I assume you recall a certain group's scheming from 5 years ago? Solon and Kranya. They both served Lord Arundel.
Why must we cooperate?
Professor, I understand how you must be feeling, considering what they did to your father. I know it must be foul to even consider cooperating with their kind. However, their power is essential for us at present. Edelgard also strongly opposed the idea at first. Our enemy is the Church of Seros itself. It cannot be toppled with the Empire's might alone.
And that's exactly the point which is why in my version, in my setting, in my version of these events, why I had to convince the Church of Seros, leave us alone. Because the only reason the Black Eagle Strikeforce is cooperating, and thus the Empire is cooperating with those who slither in the dark, is because they intend to topple the Church of Seros. Which is the only problem with Crimson Flower's story. This should have been more of trying to supplant it and usurp those who slither in the dark. But instead, it's just we side with Edelgard going against the church in the kingdom, which is just what? It's so dumb. It is so dumb. I mean, I can understand maybe if Dimitri was like completely unwilling to listen to reason, but this is also why I, in my setting, I have to pull so much crap in order to convince both him and Rhea, look, we're not your enemies, don't treat us like that. Because as Hubert says here, the Empire's might alone, going up against all that, yeah. Ugh. Which is funny because I've always believed in that idea, where it's like, yeah, you don't want to make enemies with people who have multiple allies, because then you're just asking for trouble.
Those working under Lord Arundel are extremely hostile toward the Church. And the enemy of our enemy is... well, I think you sufficiently understand by now.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Until all of Fodlan is united, it is a necessary evil. As for how we deal with him afterward, time will tell. Regardless, Her Majesty and I wish to join our power with yours. You should know that in her heart, Her Majesty regards that group as enemies of herself and her family. They used her father, the former emperor, as a puppet, and murdered her siblings with their vile experimentation. I believe Her Majesty may have told you some of this herself. That is why this was a very painful decision for her to make. I will do all I can to ensure her suffering is not in vain. And I hope I can count on you to do the same. As for all I have told you, please keep it in mind as we march forward. More importantly, I implore you to fight as best you can for Edelgard. From the bottom of my heart, I beg this of you.
I hate to do it, but that is a story negative. Not the scene itself, but the concept. That, at no point in this story do we ever take down those who slither in the dark. That is a negative towards this entire thing, in my opinion. Actually, no. Shamir is who I need there. Edelgard. Yeah, I should probably deal with Hanneman. Alright. In that case, Hanneman over onto Edelgard. Lysithia. Go with Balthus, because we don't have Hilda on this, and we never will have Hilda on this one, so yeah. Manuela, you're going to be out for now, and then I'm going to bring Felix, because I want to train Felix up. Because he's got some important stuff to do. Not in this arc, but the next one. Oh, that's right, too. That's the other side of the coin. In that case, let's actually take Lysithia off. And replace with Lawrence, because, yeah. Alright. Let's do this. Defeat the enemy commander, while keeping Byleth and Edelgard from falling in battle.
We'll be capturing the Great Bridge of Myrden, a key strategic location of the Leicester Alliance. Claude will surely be sending reinforcements, so we must prevail before they arrive.
Our opponent is Judith, the so-called hero of Daphnel. We can handle her, so long as we don't get careless.
The boy said to run if I was in danger, but I could never do that. I'll hold out until reinforcements arrive.
This route has a lot of unrecruited student deaths, and they start with this map.
I'll cut through.
So, yeah. So we will be shifting over to the other side, and
Sunshine.
And whatchamacallit, we will be
They were sure to perish.
doing
Nice form.
showing that off. So. Because I made it a point to show all the unrecruited student deaths.
Cut a bloody path.
How much
Did you
it's
think
a
I'd
pain
let
in
you
the
go?
ass.
Not my goal, but a means to an end.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, Bolty. No, switch over to your gauntlets.
Time to die. Smells like a brawl.
What's my strategy?
For the Empire.
I'm awake.
More fighting.
Time for your last chance.
Bye-bye.
Only thorns left on this rose.
Ugh.
No time for accolades.
11. Ugh, that might as well be
this for
1
all of us.
for all the frickin' difference it makes.
Bernie's unstoppable.
It's time!
Oof. Both those got hit.
Guess I've got you. I'll be home again
Bye-bye.
soon.
That's the one thing that's weird about fighting enemies in this game. None of the archers seem to ever understand the concept
no
of
turning
having
back.
close combat. That weirds me out, if I'm honest. Because it's like, huh? Why wouldn't you have close combat?
What a bother.
Alright. Yeesh. That is a chest key. So we'll go ahead and grab this goddess icon.
Timing!
Wow, her evasion is ridiculous. I guess we won't bother with that. Well, there we go. If this hits, I'll go for it. It did not. Okay. In that case, Bernie will just deal with
Bernie's
that.
unstoppable. Only the strong survive.
Wow, really? Oh, you know I'm not accepting that. Hi, Acheron.
Sorry to keep you waiting, Judith. We're the reinforcements.
Why do I have to put up with...
Enemy reinforcements.
We're rewinding anyway, so I'm skipping through the dialogue. Let's see. There.
I do this for all of us.
Alright. Alright, so... Whoops. There.
Sorry to keep you waiting, Judith. We're the reinforcements.
Why do I have to put up with orders from that false leader?
Enemy reinforcements. We didn't finish in time. Don't let them secure the ballista. For the Empire! More fighting.
Try it again. Missed again.
What's my strategy? I do this for all of us.
There we go. Bye, Judith.
It looks like I'm done for. Claude, I'm sorry.
Maybe this'll help me keep steady.
Alliance soldiers! Judith has fallen. Further conflict is futile. If you surrender, your lives will be spared. Lay down your weapons immediately.
And with that, we are done. That actually went way smoother than I thought it would. And certainly a lot smoother than in the unrecruited route. Oh my god. But then again, Bernie was also not a bow knight by that point. So, yeah.
My thank you so much.
You have all fought well. With this victory, we now have a foothold in the Alliance. The Imperial Army will cross the Aramid River and push the front lines forward. The fight will continue, but do not allow that to stop you from taking pride in our hard-won victory.
Ah, this should put a stop to one of Edelgard's choice phrases. Well done, Professor. I believe it was, if only the Professor were here, we could forge ahead and change the tides of this war.
Ferdinand, it is not necessary to tell the Professor such things.
We're not the only ones benefiting. The whole Imperial Army is stronger now.
Yes, it seems the Empire finally has both of its legs to stand on. Don't you agree?
You make it sound as though I can't run the Empire on my own. Perhaps it's more apt to say that the Pegasus has recovered its horn.
Judith of Daphne. What a magnificent warrior. I'm happy to have the Professor back just like old times, but I don't think I'll ever get used to this cruel exchange of lives.
When there is something you must not be conceding, you must keep fighting. The fighting has been continuing for 5 years. But now I am again witnessing the Professor's power.
I hate fighting, but with the Professor here, maybe it's slightly less terrible? Oh, but everyone is working so hard! Stop it, Bernie. You can't be the only one complaining.
I'm glad to see everyone so inspired. It seems the reappearance of the Professor has done much to raise your morale.
Do you not feel the same, Hubert? Come now, be honest with yourself. Now, we must take advantage of the situation and blaze ahead. Our path is still a long way.
Yeah. Okay.
Part 2. Crimson Flower. Guardian Moon. The Master Tactician. Having crushed the Alliance's army and captured the Great Bridge of Myrden, the Imperial Army prepares to attack Deirdre, the Alliance's base of operations.
I should have set this up, set up, but before we get to all of that, as soon as it freaking loads, we'll wait for the movement. We'll get through this one last cutscene, and then we'll get it.
Professor, what is your opinion of Claude? I can't help but wonder what sort of impression he made on you.
I think he would be a good king.
Interesting. I've never thought of him like that. However, I know you have a keen eye for potential. After all, as leader of the Leicester Alliance, he has managed to protect his entire territory all this time.
How has he done that anyway?
Since the beginning, territories within the Alliance have been split between those who support the Empire and those who oppose it. Claude has been acting as an intermediary between the two, essentially keeping the Alliance pacified. As both sides are of equal strength, he's created a situation in which they've all agreed to avoid fighting each other and causing undue bloodshed. By carrying on as though the Alliance is united, he's minimized the Empire's influence there.
It's quite impressive how well his bold scheme has worked out. However, he is walking on thin ice. One wrong move and the Alliance will shatter. Speaking of Claude, Your Majesty, we should not delay in our invasion of the Alliance. It would seem that Claude has some fresh scheme up his sleeve, to no one's surprise.
Is that so?
Yes. The people of Deirdre have suddenly found it difficult to leave or enter the city. We can safely assume he is preparing for battle, but I am certain his plans extend beyond that as well. Do you not think we should take Deirdre at once?
Deirdre, the aquatic capital. A city floating on the ocean certainly poses a challenge. Since it's deep within Regan territory, we haven't had the opportunity to attack it directly. However, now that we have control of the Great Bridge of Myrden, our situation has changed drastically. They can no longer expand their supply line into the Empire, and so we can finally attack Regan territory.
House Regan is not only Claude's house, but also the flagship of those who oppose the Empire within the Alliance. If House Regan falls, the other Alliance lords will be tripping over themselves to join us. That is why we cannot fail to take Deirdre.
Let's go.
Confidence is one thing, Professor, but see to it that you do not underestimate Claude. The leader of the Alliance has had many things said about him. They say he is unbeatable in a battle of intellect. I hear they call him the Master Tactician.
Fair enough. Oh, what now? Ingrid.
Thank you.
Do not care. Alrighty. So. Before we get into exploring for this chapter, I need to shift over here. Because I need to hit pause, I need to hit mute on that, and I need to add some media sources. So we're gonna start with Ignatz, because as I said, we're dealing with that. So oh, did I put it all on one? Huh. I must have put it all on one then. Okay. Okay. That's fine. So there's going to be a couple of these. So bear with me on this one. Gonna mute that for a second and pause it. In fact, I'm gonna flat out stop it. Alright. Okay, actually, I'm gonna pause so I can adjust it. Alright, so I started it with Leone. So I need to go I need to go here. Give me a moment. There. And then unmute and double check. Okay. I'm just making sure I can hear it too. So, yeah, there are 2 unrecruited student deaths in this chapter. Specifically, they are whatchamacallit? They are why can I not think of it? It's specifically Leone here and Ignatz, which I believe I have on both on this one. So let me fast forward a little bit here to double check this. Why did I leave all of this in? Right, because I just forgot I was recording. Yep. So Ignatz is here, as you can see. But of course, we're going to start with Leone. So here we go.
Professor, you know Captain Gerald's killer was connected to the Empire. Why did you side with them? Answer me, traitor!
Yeah.
Judith, I'm sorry. I leave the rest to you.
So, yeah, that's what happens if you don't recruit Leone. She is one of the reinforcements. Now, you can avoid killing her, as I demonstrated, by just defeating Judith, but yeah.
Leone, you had such a full life ahead of you. I wish I could take your place.
There's no reason I should die in this place. It's time for me to return home.
Yeah, and if you defeat the one commander, Acheron, like a coward, decides to ditch. So, skip ahead. Oh, I guess I can also show what happens when she goes, if you take too long.
This is it. Claude, I'm sorry. I couldn't defend the bridge. All who are able, retreat!
Don't let her escape. If we can take her out now, the Daphnal territory will be ours. That will allow us to march safely through the Alliance.
So the defeat conditions change, and you basically have to make sure that she doesn't escape. Which is annoying, but there it is. So... yes, I'm just trying to skip ahead to Ignatz.
That's a...
Come on, get to the part where I attack it. There we go.
We can't place the future of Fodlan in Edelgard's hands. If you're allied with the Empire, I have no choice but to fight you.
And yeah, I went male Byleth for the unrecruited deaths on this one.
Might makes right.
It's my style of doing that.
I am helping Claude build the future of Fodlan.
And then there's his generic one. And there goes Ignatz.
I should have known this would happen.
Such a good kid. Ignatz, damn it! Such a good kid. He died too young.
I may not survive.
And then... And I get rid of Judith.
It looks like I'm done for. Claude, I'm sorry.
And there you go.
I'll use this.
Goodbye, Judith. See you in Verdant Wind. So, yeah. That's it. That is the Great Bridge Coup's unrecruited deaths. There are essentially 3 in the next one. One of which I also denied myself with Divine Pulse, but we can get into that probably tomorrow because, you know, we're not going to really have much time. In fact, I think that's where I'm going to end things off for today. Because it's pretty close to my cutoff time as it is, and you know, I could go for another, 20 minutes, but at this point I'm just like, nah, there's no real point. So, tomorrow at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time, we'll finish the what I like to call the Claude arc of Crimson Flower. I stated that we weren't going to make too much progress in regards to Crimson Flower. I made that expressly clear. Though I suppose 2 whole chapters is not actually too terribly bad. And especially with all of that. But next time we will be doing the explorations for... I guess I can go ahead and unmute my Elgato. We will go ahead and we will go ahead and do the exploration. Guess I should go ahead and save. Oh, there's some supports. Well, I guess we aren't cutting off just yet. Never mind. But yeah, we are effectively done gameplay-wise. Let's just go through some supports to end off. That's what we'll do. Because that shouldn't take us too long. Alright, so we got a Dorothea. We got Dorothea and Edelgard's B. We got the Hubert and Lindhart B. And the Hubert and Bernie B. Okay. And that's it. Okay. Alright, well, let's get these out of the way then. We'll start with the Edelgard and Dorothea B support.
You're in high spirits today, Dorothea.
I am. There's someone whose company I have come to enjoy.
Well, I wish you the best of luck. I wish I had some advice to offer. Alas, I do not.
Don't worry too much about it, Adie. I'd guess romance isn't really something you're interested in anyway.
I'm not completely disinterested.
Oh yeah? Is there someone you have your eye on?
A certain face comes to mind at the thought, though I'm not sure you could call what we have a romance just yet. It's not that I'm disinterested. I'm simply too busy with other endeavors. I have no time to spare for such things.
That's not surprising. You're not just any old noble, after all. Anyone who has feelings for you, well, they're in for a pretty complicated life.
True. And I can't ignore the possibility that I may have to marry for political purposes. I doubt I'll ever have the opportunity for a passionate romance as long as I live.
That's no way to talk. You meet the right person and boom, you have passion to spare. Could be someone you've just met, or someone you've known your whole life. There's no telling how life will go. Something could even spark between the two of us.
You and I? Now that is an entertaining thought. If such an exciting future is in store, I look forward to it.
Oh yeah? That's awfully sweet of you, Adie.
That's a nice one. I like that one. It is not the A, so I'm going to go ahead and hold off on that for now. But we've got the Hubert one. So here's one that could potentially be a positive. The Linhardt and Hubert beast support.
I can't believe it. How can I show my face to Lady Edelgard after this?
That's what you get, Hubert. If you rested like me, you wouldn't collapse from exhaustion.
As much as it pains me to say it, you're right. But to be looked after by you of all people, that might be the worst part of this. I don't know how to feel, to be honest. So for now, let's pretend I thanked you.
Oh, come now. Even I wouldn't abandon someone who collapsed.
You would have in a heartbeat if anyone else had been around.
Ah yes, quite accurate, Hubert. Why would I ever bother to be a decent person if there were anyone else I could foist the duty upon? If your situation turned bad, it would have been an absolute hassle. I could never just leave you there.
If that were the sort of man you truly were, we could never be friends.
But if we weren't friends, I probably would have just left you.
Shame you're so reluctant to do any real work. You're actually pretty good at this. Made sure I was comfortable, checked carefully for injuries, even carried me here yourself. If only you'd apply that knowledge of yours so proactively and thoroughly all the time, you'd be a tremendous asset to the Empire.
There you go again. I see no problem with staying just the way I am. But think of it this way. In an anthill, 20% of the ants are asleep at any given time. And it's not because they're lazy. Far from it. When the working ants become tired, they go to sleep and the others wake up. That's me. I'm the ant who rests so I can work later when other people are tired.
Maybe that's true. But even if it is, it's still just a fancy way to say you let others do all the work. Consider me unconvinced.
I'll consider you a bother and leave it at that. You and Edelgard work far too hard. I mean it. Take a break now and then. If you both collapsed, I think it'd be too much effort for me to bother with. Get some rest, Hubert. Not as much as me, of course.
Fine.
That one's okay.
Good morning! The weather is nice today. So, it's, really nice weather we're having, isn't it?
Indeed. Did you want something?
I'm really sorry.
I can't accept your apology until I know what it's for.
Oh, good point. I'm sorry I said you were terrifying.
Is that all? I'm used to that. No apology necessary.
But you've been avoiding me since then, right? You even stopped doing your deathly grin.
I am merely trying not to frighten you. Is there something wrong with that?
It's not working. And yes, there is. You can't quit talking and laughing just to try to make me feel better. That's not really fair. I need to master my own fear.
Is that right?
Yes. Right. Why?
You told me not to forego laughing, so I laughed as hard as I could. Is it helping to conquer your fear?
Yes. I mean, someday it might. Maybe. I'm not ready!
Oh, burn. To be fair, though, that actually isn't a bad approach. Alright, so there we go. I got those done. So, now I'm gonna chop off. So. Oh my god, Joy-Con Drift, will you quit that? Because there's always got to be something trying to irritate me, isn't there? Anyways, tomorrow at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time, I'm going to go ahead and complete chapter... What are we on? Chapter 14. I seriously doubt we'll get 15 in tomorrow, too. It all depends on how long we go through here, because we still have... we still have the secret merchant, because we gotta see what's different with Yuritsa around. Even though it literally only shows Anna, but you know, we gotta see what's different with that. I'm assuming there actually is gonna be a quest that's gonna pop up, which actually we will probably have to deal with as well too. So. Yeah, and there's also the quest battle too. That other quest battle too, so. Oh, damn it. Oof. So anyways, like I said, tomorrow, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time, I will be back and we will do Chapter 14. All that it entails. Till next time, Blue Wolf Alex of the Lore Walkers, signing out. Have a good one. Actually, we might get, now that I'm thinking about it, we might be able to get chapter 15 done tomorrow, because I can actually go long tomorrow too, so, but we'll see. That all depends on how tired I am tomorrow as well. Because, I don't know why I'm so tired today, but, that's not good, because I have to go to work. We'll see. Anyways, I'm rambling. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Blue Wolf Alex of the Lore Walkers signing out. Have a good one.